Now you can open those identities. Now you can check. Let me open this Vinay identity. So go to Event Staff. You will come to know. So some identity, some genre event has been triggered from this event. You can check what time the event has been triggered. Okay, so here's some process and new employee launch some workflow. If you want, you can capture this joiner, colon and name, and you can check in the task results. Better I'll do. Go to Setup, go to Task. Go to Task Results. So it's pending. So it's running, which means currently the same. You can check for Rama. It's already been executed, plus 3 event has been executed Rama for Navid also. Not sure. The joiner event. Which event has been executed? Can we, did we tag? Yeah. Okay. So already we have created in the back, and we have some explaining the process after that. I'll open so via which workflow has been triggered. How we can create some custom event we'll talk about. So these 3 things are there. It will take a time. So meanwhile I'll explain. So far it's clear, right? So far in and out. So this is how the process is going to happen. I'm saying point admin perspective. Usually this is will have. Okay, so employee info will be updated in the HR portal. Usually day-to-day aggregation will happen. Refresh identity will happen. It will be executed. As part of that, some event will get triggered. Via that event, user will get the basic access. Basic access means whatever access, it could be basic or high privilege access. Client will decide, we are not the one. So some workflow in the back end in the workflow triggered. It will provide the access basically. So that's what it means. So it will take some time to get it complete. Meanwhile, I'll explain. So go to Setup, go to Lifecycle Events. So employee has joined now, so it's responsible for a joiner event. You can open that. So in this joiner event, so this is the default one. If you want, we can create another event as well. So this is joiner event. Here even type is create, which means whenever the entire line is going to update in the spreadsheet or else in the portal, if they are going to update any new line related to employee. So this event will get triggered. So this is included for all identity. If you want to trigger for some particular identity or any script are based on some condition, then you can use this option. But usually most of them, it will be all because some new employee is going to join. So we could, the rule, the event will be applicable for all identity here. I have mentioned some joiner birth rate at workflow. I could have used some basic out-of-the-box workflow as well, like Lifecycle Event Joiner, but I have created a custom workflow and I have combined this. So let me open that workflow and one by one I'll explain. So meanwhile we'll check whether it's completed or not. The same. You can create a number of event or create leave. Create event joiner, mover lever, rehire some native change deduction. You can create a number of things. For that each and everything, you have to create some custom workflow. So here we have joiner birth rate at workflow. So this is the workflow name. Let me open the workflow. So what it will do, I'll explain. Go to workflow object. So the name is joiner. So we have a workflow. This is the custom workflow which I've given. So these are the variable names, each and everything I have captured from the existing one, only here. The start process is going to happen. Create birth rate plan. So the transition name to here what I have done. So I have captured all the class import class statement. I have captured from the Java doc. You can say I have captured each and everything from there. I have mentioned some log statement because I need to know whether, whatever values I'm going to pass, it's passing or not. So I have mentioned each and everything. Okay, here I have captured the name identity name, because already we have identity name variable. So it will capture the value automatically. So no need to create any different object. Here you can see, we have a variable name called identity name. We can use the same, no need to create any other object, and we can capture some data from some place, like context, or get object. It's not required. So usually here I'm going to capture the provisioning plan. So basically, based on the provisioning plan only, each and every activity will happen. So yesterday I have shown provisioning plan. It's going to compile the provisioning plan. And it will generate some approval, build approval, set, each and everything. So, based on that, it will trigger. So I have captured some provisioning plan using this object. Okay, and after that, I have created one identity object from identity class. I'm going to capture this. So if you're new to Java, it would be very difficult to understand. Okay. So I have created one object name called identity object. And I'm going to capture the details from this identity class. Basically, you can say, from the debug page, you can select an object browser identity from there. I can capture something like that. I have mentioned some log.errors so that I'll come to know whatever identity I'm going to update in the HR application, whether it's populating or not. That is the purpose. I have added this log error. And if identity object and its attribute is inactive is not equal to which mean employee is active. We can put a number of condition here, like if the employee type is permanent, then only we are going to provide AD access. If employee type is contracted, then we won't provide this access. Something like that. You can play with attribute a number of attributes. Okay, if employee belongs to some location. Let's say, if identity.getOut, check not get attribute instead of inactive attribute. I can use location at so, based on the requirement, I can say if location is not equal to Austin or Singapore. then we won't provide this access based on attribute only we can decide. So these attribute we can check with client, most of them. It will be employed. Type is permanent.